Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Hot Tongue Pizza, and we are still in Vegas. That is correct, but we went and hung out with Alex and Justin, two of the owners of Yukon Pizza out there in Las Vegas while we were out there in March for the Pizza Expo. We talked about the humble beginnings, how they were cooking in the backyard during COVID and selling 40, 50 pies to people, and how that got them into the first ever Vegas test kitchen. Something that seemed very cool, such a great idea. It was kind of like an incubator, an in-between, if you will, from cooking in your backyard to this kind of pseudo brick and mortar. But it was basically what it sounded like, a food hall, which gave them the space for R&D. They spent a couple years there, or a year there, I believe, just grinding it out, doing crazy stuff. They name dropped some help from Chris Decker and the Yoda, the man, the myth himself, John Arena, professional wrestler or master baker, probably both. We talk about a little bit about the Pizza Alliance. There's a Las Vegas Pizza Fest that's actually put on by the pizza makers every year. The community out there has grown exponentially. There is so much good pizza in Las Vegas. Yukon, Red Dwarf, Metro. One thing, we talk about an entrepreneurial journey and basically how badly it can suck. And Alex said something I really liked. I wanted to quote it. He said, "You're not doing 40 hours for someone else, you're doing 80 for yourself." In this episode, we kind of touch on struggle. We talk about struggle of all kinds in this podcast. A lot of the reason I started this podcast was kind of to hear these stories of struggle, to bring more of them to light. When I opened up Hot Tongue, I don't think there was enough stories out there of the pain and the suffering that you have to go through to get a business open, to keep a business going. Being a business owner is one giant struggle, but really waking up every day is an intense struggle. Life, in a lot of books that I've read, say that is the point. It is all a struggle, and it's what you do with those struggles and how you learn from them and how you become a better person. But Justin shares openly about his journey in the last part of the podcast. It's really beautiful. I just want to say thank you for opening up. I think that in these lessons and hearing other people going through all of these things, hopefully that is a learning experience, and hopefully everyone knows that we can all get better at asking for help. We can get better at lending a hand. And that's what this community is about. That's what this podcast is about. It's about learning, about becoming better. And this episode had so much of all of that packed into it. We touch on leading people with kindness, how to evolve in staying calm and cool in the heat of the moment. It is tough because a kitchen is already hot, can be frustrating, is full of sharp objects and fire, and kitchen culture is kind of celebrated in a very negative light when talking to people or watching The Bear or whatever. But the younger people and people coming up do not want to be treated like shit. And we talk about how you kind of have to check yourself and you need to work on yourself so that in the heat of the moment, you can be a great leader and not just some asshole yelling orders. I say it in the podcast, I'll say it again. Everyone can cook food, but not everyone can be a leader. It's hard to work a Friday and Saturday night and lead with kindness and empathy when shit is hitting the fan. But we talk about the importance of how we talk to our teams, how we talk to our friends, how we talk to people in those moments. And of course, we had to talk about the 100-year-old heirloom sourdough starter. This sourdough starter has been handed down like a goddamn jewel from the Titanic. This thing was powerful. I could feel its aura when I walked into Yukon. This thing was like the ring from Lord of the Rings. The Eye of Sauron was back there. Just Alex takes us through the story, how it was handed down, how it was created. It is pretty dope and one of the coolest origin stories of a sourdough starter and a great name, Yukon, which you will find out in that story. I want to thank Alex and Justin for sitting down with me. It was an incredible episode, a great conversation. Alex actually goes on that day. I think he competed. I'm pretty sure he either won Best Pizza or Pizza Maker of the Universe. So they're hardworking people. They're making great pie. They're real ass people. They're also making bomb ass smashburgers. An inspiring conversation. tears, laughter, and of course, you know I had to talk about Creed and my favorite Katy Perry. God damn, dude. I can't get enough of Creed. Those 4 songs will take you fucking higher. Oh man, I'm gonna blast them after I'm done recording this. But Fortet Forever, Rock and Roll Iron Maiden, ladies and gentlemen, Yukon Pizza. I know you're gonna enjoy this as much as I did. Let's go. Pardon the interruption, but we need to take some time to mention our sponsor, Maestro Sausage. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell, their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible, and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show.
I think it's that, once the social media platforms have given you that access to being your 15 minutes of fame, but now you have 15 years of fame if you want it.
Right.
As far as being able to reach an audience really fast, really large.
Yeah.
And that probably does go to your head a little bit. And that's like what happened with our Guy Fieri thing. I did not want that to go big and viral. Like as soon as it went like large, I was like, I should take that shit back because more pain in the ass than it was worth to be vocal.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it worked out fine. But it's that thing of, I think any normal person doesn't really chase giant fame unless you have a very certain personality type.
Yeah.
Like I don't aim to be a celebrity chef. I'm not like, I really don't care about being a celebrity pizza maker.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like on YouTube videos slinging pies with
Tony G.
I mean, that doesn't attract me as far as what I'm doing. I'm here to make pizza and like feed people and run a restaurant. Like I've also worked in the film business for 10 years. I was on the other side of the camera. I was a camera guy shooting movies and TV shows and reality TV shows and all that kinds of stuff. And once you're on that side, like that stuff fades away. Like celebrity is not as big or as important as you think it is when you actually work around celebrities and do jobs with big talent. Because it's a spectrum of people that are top celebrities. You have amazing, wonderful actors who are down to earth and talented and kind-hearted, and you have the other side, which is people who are total bow down and worship to me kind of style. So it attracts everybody, but it's something that I don't really chase after.
Well, it's weird because it's like at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like everyone, we bleed red, and like it is what it is. But it's like when you get clout, man, and you get power, I'm sure, and then being around it, it's probably real weird to see how people use it. But that doesn't have to be a celebrity. I know restaurant owners, I know influencers, I know friends that like you get a little, you get an inch, they take a foot, or it gets weird, dude. Have you ever used influencers here at all?
No.
Test kitchen that came.
That was because the people who ran the test kitchen brought them in. We don't bring anyone in on our scheduling or dime. If we have someone that comes through and does a post about this, it's on their own and of their own volition.
Yeah.
We don't seek out influencers. Again, like my background in media and working in the film business, like we do our own marketing and all our own media. I don't really need have someone come through with a pocket light and a cell phone to film my food. Like
It's just fucking bad.
it's not all.
It's bad. You're
they
trying
have
to
their place.
fucking
They do their thing. If they're part of a PR agency and PR is an important thing. You gotta have people who can make your stuff look good and do that. We just don't have the need for people to make our food look good. We already do that ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking pain in the ass too, because you have 2 fucking idiots in the side of you with cameras shoved in your fucking face.
Yeah.
One's under your fucking legs, filming the other angle, bro. It's fucking insane.
And
let me get back
it's
there.
absurd. Like you try to turn around with the thing, like you're gonna smash burgers. Oh fucking goddamn! It's fucking every angle. Someone's on top
There's
of
a
the
drone.
roof and shit. Yeah, he's fucking. Hold on, can you do that again? Put that back in the fuck you, bro. This is a ticket sale. This ain't for your dumb ass.
Oh my goodness.
And most influencers always hit you up and they're like, "Hey man, can we collab?" And it's a very innocuous
collab with.
It's an innocuous way to say, "Give us free stuff and we'll post about it," which is
It's always the one with like 1,500 followers, just some jerk off starting out.
Yeah.
You know
Well, the thing
saying?
is, what bothers me about influencer or those kind of influencers, I guess, is that what they're doing is not promoting or reviewing your food. They're being paid to show how good your food looks and nothing else. They'll say all day long how good it is, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
When you have actual like a critic come through or someone who's as a reviewer, they can actually give you finer points of critique on the food and the experience. That's something that we value, but more like a local writer, John Curtis, is a guy who's known for being a pretty big, boisterous, loud guy, but he also has really refined opinions and knowledge on how to talk about and review food and be critical of a restaurant, even if it's loved.
Yeah.
Influencers come in and it could be anybody's taco truck and they're just like, this is the most amazing taco in town. And then next week they'll go to another spot. This is the most amazing taco in town. It's because they're being paid by that company to tell them how good their food is.
Yeah.
And like, that's just not what we do.
I mean, you have good reviews. Like there's your notable pizzeria, and it's probably because you're making good food. You know, like well-respected people, not just like somebody with 1,500 followers has said, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's start at the food court or the food hall, and how that happened. How did we get here?
It's a long story.
Let's try to do the Cliff Notes.
All right. I mean,
Because we've heard it before.
yeah. All right. It's Cliff
Tell
Notes.
it in a different way, like with a British accent.
Oh man, it's too early for the British
Okay,
accent.
all right.
I don't have enough beer in me to do the British accent.
Okay, all right.
I mean, Justin and I met at this point probably 8-9 years ago, running
That's when I
around.
first moved out here.
Yeah. I started doing pizzas as a passion project in college. And it was just in my backyard or my apartment, and no knowledge and no thought to actually being a pizzeria owner in my life. More like I just wanted to throw parties in my apartment and meet people and drink beer. And then that slowly turned into more being obsessed about how to make really good pizza at home. And this is 2009, 2008. And like, there were no YouTube videos on how to do anything. I was going to the library to read how to bake bread and then
It's a
hacking
library.
You're right. Not these days, you don't know.
Were you cooking like pizzas with just like pizza stone in your oven?
Pizza stone in my oven. I had clipped my self-cleaning cycle circuit on my oven so I could jack the heat up to like
Did you learn about that on some thread on the internet?
Jeff Verasano.
Yeah.
Like
How you
way
can,
back
like,
in the day.
How you can burn your house down?
Yeah, exactly. But it was my apartment.
Yeah.
I was renting it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
So, but that started it off into like years and years of making Franken ovens in my apartment and like building out and finding little companies that were building just the very first iterations of portable home ovens. I bought the version 0 of Uni off of his Kickstarter way back in the day. I had the first version of the kettle belt or the kettle drum thing.
Are those the ones we were using yesterday?
No.
That's a
the
joke.
Unis? Oh yeah, those are the ones. But those are the newest versions. So like
Version 0?
like because it was a Kickstarter that I started it.
Was that 2014?
I don't even remember the date,
Okay.
but I wish I had not thrown that thing away. But I destroyed it in like 4 or 5 uses because it wasn't getting hot enough.
Yeah.
So I kept fracking it. But anyways, fast forward and I get more and more into the pizza world, and I'm start doing pop-ups at bars and doing catering for weddings out in the desert. And then
This is just for fun.
this is all for fun. I'd formalize a little bit of a business arm so I could at least run client stuff through it and pay taxes on it because I didn't want to get fucked in the long term. But I still didn't know what I was doing business-wise. I was more just enjoying the pizza-making aspects. And then my brother and my wife and I, 2018, 2019, we'd kind of been like kicking around this idea of pizzas are really great. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying doing it. And my wife was getting into it. My brother was getting into it. And Justin had been harassing me for years, like we should do a pizza thing, a pizza restaurant someday. And so we kind of like, all right, when the
How
time
did you
comes,
guys meet?
we just ran across at a pop-up because we got hired by Vincent Rotolo to do some pizza stuff at a beer fest.
Because you
I
guys
think,
were cooking out of a backyard for a while, right?
during the pandemic. Yeah.
Pandemic. Yeah.
That's how. Okay, we're not
So
there
yeah,
yet.
we're all. I mean,
Sorry.
so we're right up to that point of we were like, all right, we should do a pizzeria thing, but like someday. There's no real concrete plans on how to make that happen, but we just kind of wanted to do it. And then pandemic happened. Like March 2020 hit, we all lost work. Justin was making sanitizer at a vodka factory, and
Oh, it's doing some fucking like Walter White shit in this fucked up ass. Now it's like called the 4D Commissary Kitchen in North Vegas.
Yeah.
And that shit was sketchball as fuck. We set it on fire 3 times.
You set it on fire?
It was like a company that made vodka and shit, these fucking popsicles. whatever. And they're like, all right, well, fuck that idea. We're gonna make hand sanitizer.
Yeah, we got to pivot.
Yeah.
So these like Chinese machines from China that made the popsicle sticks. We're making fucking popsicle stick fucking hand sanitizer. Fucking hella bootleg, scary as fuck.
Justin would come over and his hands are just red.
Dude, it's
like,
like you're doing the machine, a pop in your fucking eye. You're like, at least I'm the cleanest motherfucker in Vegas right
but
now.
all the sanitizer smelled like vodka.
It was horrible.
It was the gnarliest
So they
stuff.
wanted to give like a thank you. They gave a margarita like a fucking Bloody Mary mix. The vodka tastes like the fucking hand sanitizer.
Oh my.
There was so much alcohol in their fucking popsicles, they wouldn't even fucking freeze right. This shit was so half-assed and fucked.
Dude, but there was such a high demand for hand
Yeah,
sanitizer.
everybody was
like,
doing
it.
it.
Didn't even fucking matter.
To the sticks to gallons.
Yeah.
It was
I've
like
seen
you
that
could
shit
buy
on
this stuff at Restaurant
Marketplace.
Depot, and it would be just in vodka bottles, but it's hand sanitizer.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And it was
wild.
like, they could just mark the shit. Like, remember, like, a case of gloves was like $160
I
bucks?
don't want to remember those memories.
Yeah, I know.
It was rough. So yeah, we hit pandemic. Justin was doing his thing. We were at home unemployed and started slinging pizzas out of the backyard like one day a week to friends. Like I was like, come by, we'll load the thing in the back of your car. Everyone wears their masks and kind of started off like that. And then it got on Instagram and started kind of being like, hey, hit us up, DM us, we'll get a pizza for you. And then by like May, I was doing 40 pizzas Friday night and 40 pizzas Saturday night to 40 different people who would just drive up because we did this whole pre-order thing where we give everyone a time slot so we could pace it out because we had 2 little wood fire ovens in my backyard.
What ovens were you using?
Pizza Party. They're Italian guys.
Okay.
I've had them for years and years. They're great little wood stone things that you can travel around with. You can do a real wood fire out of.
Yeah.
So Justin would come over, and Danny and my brother and I, Cameron and I, would just stay on we converted one of my living rooms into essentially a kitchen, put all down tile. We had a prep table, wire racks, everything like that. We'd prep, we'd make all the dough and everything like that, and we'd just pound out pizzas. I'd fire them off, and we'd have our little list and stack, and just people would pull up, text us. We'd run out the yard and hand them off pizzas. Did that for probably 8 months. But later in that year, we got into Vegas Test Kitchen. That's where we were at the food hall. And the founder who did that, she found us in our backyard, and she's like, yo, this is really cool. I'm doing a food hall commissary thing called Vegas Test Kitchen.
And that was a brand new thing that hadn't been a thing yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, it was just an abandoned, like, soul food Korean place. Just didn't do well.
And and it's pretty big?
It was pretty big. I don't know, 30, 40 seats, and it had a kitchen in the back that was pretty sizable, but it was geared towards doing like fried chicken, so they converted it. So the flat top was all fucky.
The flat top was a fucking wok.
It was a
station.
wok
They just
station,
put the
put a
flat top
on
over
it.
it. So it burns in one fucking area.
So
in
there's
the
like the
middle.
ovens were a little whack, but it was a cobbled together, but we threw
It was
in like
something, yeah.
4 or 5 concepts. There was us, sushi guys. There's a bagel place. There was an Italian thing. There was a couple things that kind of came in over the years, but it just gave us a spot to be legitimized as far as permitting, health, business, and all that, but also like kind of viewability and public seeing. So we were now suddenly open to the public. Come see us like 4 days a week, and we were slinging pizzas out of Vegas Test Kitchen. So we did that for 2 years.
Fucking alley, bro.
Yeah, because we had to have a wood fire oven out in the alley. We couldn't, because you couldn't retrofit it inside.
Yeah.
So we got John Arena from Metro and Chris Decker. They lent us this giant, big wood fire oven that was on wheels. We rolled into the alley, and we got a barbecue permit for
We
it.
beat the fuck out of that
And
thing.
we used it for 2 years
Jesus.
straight. Like, 'cause this went for a big backyard. It was like a nice backyard oven, but we commercialized it for the purposes of a Vegas Test Kitchen, and it was like 2 years of
Vegas heat.
Vegas
in the
heat.
summer,
That's insane.
110
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside with
It
the
was.
fucking
With the fire in
800
your
degree
face.
oven.
we did
and
it.
fucking
yeah.
running it back and forth.
And then in the winter when it was like raining and wet and windy, we had all kinds of shit. Windstorms ripping our tents apart. We lost 3 tents over the 2 years. We never started a fire anywhere except for inside the fire oven, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it gave us all the things that we needed to do to be a full-time pizzeria without having the overhead. So we could get our operations figured out. We got chef helped get all the pizza menu dialed in. And then we started working on food menu that we wanted to do for our restaurant that we like, all right, one day we'll get into a restaurant, but how do we do that? And then a month later, Jolene, who ran BTK, is like, all right, meet Jay Dapper, who's a developer here in town.
Is he the guy who bought
He's the guy.
Yeah.
So he's like, he met me and my brother. He's like, cool, let's show you guys some spots. He walked us over here in this space and another space across the street. And he's like, which one do you want? And I was like, you haven't even tried the pizza yet, man. He's like, nah, but your story, that's what I'm after. Like, I like what you guys are doing. I'll eat the pizza. I know it's good. But which space do you want to do?
that.
I'll do a build out for you. So we signed
free?
We did a 10-year lease. He built out the spot for us
For free.
on his dime. Yeah. So we
What does he get? Is he an investor?
Well, over the 10 years, he gets his money back.
Ah, okay.
That's what he wouldn't do anything less than that 10-year lease without the build out.
Does he own this property?
Yeah.
He does.
He owns a lot of
He owns
properties.
Vegas.
He's a very big Vegas development player. So that's why we were fortunate, because like he's a premier guy. He's also like, if you're gonna have a developer partner who's also your landlord, one of the best guys there is. Like, it's usually a pretty tenuous relationship a lot of people have, but he's super hands-on, extremely nice, and is very pro tenant. So what we had to pay for was our fixtures and equipment. And that was it. So
Man,
getting in the space, we were able to do it.
that takes a lot of stress off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a ton of stress, because we sat down with his architects. We designed the spot as best as we could on paper, knowing what we knew. And there's things that we'd change now that we know, but
Of course.
that happens. So it was a magic miracle deal. Like, to be coming from zero background, zero restaurant touring, to have a dude be like, I think you guys can make it. Let me give you a spot and pay it for it. It was like, I'm not going to turn that opportunity down.
Well, what's crazy too is that like you're in the backyard and then some chick's like, hey, come over here to this kitchen. And then the next 2 years later, someone's like, hey, which spot you want? I'll build it out.
This was an old barber shop. I used to get my haircut back in the day here.
That's tight.
It's called High Rollers.
High rollers. So we use the bathroom, the same checkered floor.
Nice.
The little homage.
The hell yeah. Okay, so then
Fucking
that's
3 hour wait for a haircut.
Damn,
You get a pound of Capri Sun, a beer, or like a Monster. Pick your pleasure.
I'd be chugging like 15 Capri Suns.
A couple.
Justin, what's
fucking
your
Red Bulls.
what's your background in pizza?
Shit. I got up here to Mozart for a year or so.
Sort of
Wolfgang
LA.
Puck mostly. Mostly all in LA pretty much.
Yeah.
I worked around some jerk off pizzerias, obviously starting.
Yeah.
Probably forgot some of the names. I worked at Sammy's Wood Fired Pizza as a fucking dishwasher. They wouldn't let me touch pizza, even though I just fucking do it in front of them, but that's not good enough. So I'm like, fuck this job.
Yeah.
You know, I ran around kitchens, caused a lot of trouble. Fresh Brothers, worked fucking there back in the day.
Real New York style pizza.
That was Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it was called. You just throw the shit in the conveyor belt. It was like 15 pounds of dough to make one pizza, so it was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran amok in kitchens. So I was just a fucking degenerate piece of shit for a while, and then
What are you now?
a degenerate, but not a piece of shit.
Okay, very nice.
It's cleaned up a little bit.
Cleaned up a little bit, but stopped drinking. So that's probably the best thing I've done.
Yeah, well, I think everyone could benefit from a little less drinking,
A little less fucking mind fuck.
A little less fuckery.
That's right.
You mentioned a lot of names. You cooked for Vincent Bertolo. Did you work for Vincent?
Yes.
You cooked for Vincent. Did you say Chris Decker and John Arena?
Yeah.
So Vegas has got a pretty epic pizza scene.
Yeah.
Like you got Red Dwarf too.
Red Dwarf's tight.
I haven't gone, but like the Double O place that just
Yeah.
opened up.
It's an epic town, and they welcomed us in immediately. Like, Chris Decker and John Arena came out and found me on the side of the road when I was doing a pop-up. Same with Vincent Rotolo. Like, those guys all came out and checked me out, and then like, let us know if you ever need anything. And that was the start of being in the brotherhood of pizza.
Yeah.
or the family of pizza here in Vegas, because it is a strong town.
Are you guys in the Pizza Alliance?
Yeah.
What can you tell me what that is?
It's a very loose organization at this point. It's what Vince put together to help kind of produce the pizza festival that we do every year.
Okay.
So it's just mostly
It's not like a union or anything.
No, we don't pay no dues or
you're
nothing.
paying-
I think we've had
meetings.
literally one meeting in the 3 years that it exists. So at least that I know of. But
Just a
it's
lot
just
of yap and no follow through with some of the subjects.
Okay. The Las Vegas Pizza Fest though it's put on by pizza makers.
Yeah.
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 Because they're doing one in LA, but it's like Steve Dolinsky puts it on, and it's not like by the pizza community.
Oh, okay.
And you've done that each year.
We've done it 2 years now. They had it 3. We couldn't do it the last year because we had a prior conflict. But it is by pizza makers and for it's a great fucking event as far as trying a shitload of pizzas from
Yeah.
a lot of people all at once. It's kind of what the best version of Pizza Expo is, where it's a concentrated actual pizza makers doing pizzas versus demo booths doing a bunch of demo slices of whatever they're trying to sell.
Whatever product.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, MailWise Solutions. MailWise Solutions takes advertising to the next level. They design, print, and direct mail, menus, flyers, and postcards for pizzerias all across the United States. I've worked with MailWise before. I tried to design my own menu, and Kevin said, hey, give me a stab at this, and holy shit. When he sent me back the menu, I was like, I thought I was okay at what I did, and his design team blew me away. There's no mailing contracts, so you're free to advertise on your own schedule. Click the link in the show notes or request a sample pack at mailwisesolutions.com. Let's get you some new customers today. What's your favorite part about the expo to both of you?
Ramsacking everything when it's over with.
Like what? Like equipment?
Yeah, whatever I get my hands on.
But they just like leave it, they just like,
They don't give a fuck.
they just like throw shit away?
yeah. The last
More like
day,
they're
it's
taking
like
flour bags,
flour bags,
and
and
tomato
sauce that's
cans.
fucking left over.
Yeah.
I'm not like running out with fucking ovens and shit.
You're just pushing out a pizza master?
I mean, if you wear all show blacks and wear a walkie, no one's gonna question you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna go with a fucking helmet on, the whole 9 yards, dude. I was deciding to take this.
This
They're
is
not gonna
mine
say
now.
fucking shit
This
when
is
you have a
mine.
ladder and a fucking oven in your hand.
I think that we established if you have like a ladder, you can get in.
Dude, and some
anywhere.
light bulbs. I gotta fix that fucking light
Yeah.
up there, even though I have a 6
No
foot
one wants to
ladder
deal
and
with
a
that.
25
Like,
foot
alright.
fucking ceiling. Doesn't matter.
Put you like in a gray like janitor jumpsuit, they won't talk to you at all. You're 6'4". You can clown through anybody.
Fuck them, dude.
It'd be like, that guy's legit. Don't talk to that guy.
Dude, don't talk to that
Let
guy.
that guy take
He'll
whatever
fucking
he
ruin
wants.
your day.
I'm glad that your favorite part is thievery.
Yeah.
Not the people.
No,
not
it's always good to see people, obviously. No, like, the people, I'm just being a fuckface. But you know,
All week long is like, man, I can't wait till Thursday night. I'm gonna go in there. And
I need a fucking robo-coop, bro. I need fucking some things. So if you guys are listening, robo-coops,
You can
send
probably
it our
not put
way.
this on camera for us. Right now. You're just admitting to crimes that you haven't done yet.
Right?
What's the scariest thing about being an entrepreneur?
Failure. Like complete fucking losing it all.
The thing is, there's that, and imposter syndrome is heavily weighing all the time. I mean, as a dude who lives with general anxiety and mental health stuff, you're constantly questioning yourself and what you're doing. Failure is a big thing. Financials are a big stress.
Yeah, that's-
Like being an entrepreneur is now being very like I've been self-employed since I was out of college working in the film business. So you get a sense or a certain degree of like self-okayness with being in the shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have work or sometimes you don't have money. Like that's just the way it goes when you're a freelancer. And same thing with owning your own business. Like you're now responsible for everything top to bottom, the front and the back of not only making food and operations, but then, we're in the office doing payroll and doing accounting and bookkeeping and sending emails and doing all the back end work. It's like entrepreneuring is, man, you're a constant work. You're not doing 40 hours for someone else. You're doing 80 hours for yourself is what people say.
Yeah.
People management.
Yeah. That's fun.
Trying to fucking deal with that in the nicest way possible. So I've been in some fucked up ass kitchens growing up. And that's just all mental abuse and telling you you're a piece of shit and fucking building you up, breaking you down. You can't do that shit. They'll fucking have a breakdown and cry on you. And you can't be fucking mean. You gotta approach it in a different way. It's hard to approach people problems and dealing with it and trying to be personable with people.
Yeah.
It's a little fucking, it's getting a lot of used to.
Well, like that kind of thing, that's not something like most people are equipped with too. Like everyone can, I always say people can make great food, but not everyone can be a leader.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you like learning how to talk to people. You know what I mean? Because like if you're in the shit and you guys got 100 tickets and then you're also the one in charge and it's like somebody does something dumb shit and then you automatically, you have no time, you just react, obviously.
It's just a natural,
Yeah,
it's in the
it's like-
shits,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
shit reaction.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the fuck. You dumb motherfucker, don't do that. Get the fuck, I need this now, come on.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
And then all of a sudden you're on TikTok.
yeah. All
You
of a
dumb
sudden-
motherfucker. It's like, that place is closed.
Yeah, you're fucking canceled,
Yeah.
bro. Like the first season of every shitty fucking first seasons, bro.
Yeah.
And when we started this whole thing, we actually sat down and talked about this. Is like, Justin and a few of our people had come from kitchens that were extremely toxic and shitty. And our kind of goal is like, all right, how do we beat that and move on from that? Because, you know, it's not healthy. You found out how much it affects you on your day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's not something
I
you
was
want to...
fucking...
Yeah, it sucks.
Messes you up.
Messes
Yeah.
you up. So it is like that when you're in the most tense moment as the leader or the person in charge, and you have to like manage those emotions and those reactions. It's really hard because we are not perfect. We still have bad days and bad moments, and it is a constant learning process because being a natural leader is very rare. It takes a lot of work to be just a good leader, regardless of what you have talent-wise. It's putting that work in.
It's like you have to like work on yourself constantly.
Yeah.
Because like you have to learn how to deal with the situations calmly, so you can calmly deal with them when they come. You know.
It's that the younger generation too is adapting to that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of people who are on our staff that are under 30 or even 20 or 25, and they have been rightfully so raised to like not take any shit.
Yeah.
Don't work for somebody who yells at you.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many things in this world to deal with. The place that you have to go make your money at shouldn't be a place that's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, it should be a time you come in to enjoy your time, make your money, and you get to go home. If you dread going to work, then something's gone wrong. That's how we feel about it. So we try our best to make sure that this is a place that is fun to be at and work at. We still have had bad days where we don't do that, and then we try to apologize and course correct ourselves and let people know that we fucked up.
Yeah.
But everyone gets that moment. Like, everyone has their bad day, and we give everyone that grace because we're all human, like you said. We're humans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we're dealing in a high-stress environment that's hospitality and customer-faced. So you're constantly dealing with back of house and then front of house, like, emotions when you're like, all right, I got to be the even-keeled, calm leader, even though inside your head you want to strangle somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to do because unless you work in like an office environment, you're in jobs where there's pressure points, and it's like you got to manage that shit.
Yeah. No, I agree, and you're right. Like, I think just the expectation has changed. I think I talked about this a lot. Just like the workforce too has changed since COVID. Like, a lot of people, rightfully so, like, I think got away from the restaurant industry and were like, "Fuck, I'm never going back there.
Yeah.
That place sucks."
Yeah.
They're all like food purveyors now. They're trying to sell
Yeah,
you shit.
yeah, yeah.
Well, they go into marketing. They
Yeah.
go into the different area in the world when they've been in the kitchens for 20 years and go, shit, outside of the kitchen, people will actually just treat you nicely.
Like a regular,
Like a regular human.
because there's rules. There's like, I think the fucked up thing about a kitchen is sometimes like the boundary lines, you know, especially when like you're real chummy with your staff, which you want to be, but like it took me a while to realize like, yo, going out and hanging out with the staff, I can't do that anymore.
Nope.
And you know what, the biggest mistake that I made was I led in a very sarcastic way. You know,
right?
But sarcasm, like as funny as it is, everyone's usually there's somebody at the butt of that joke. Yeah. And then what I noticed is like when I started backing off, I had created little me's, and everyone else was doing the same thing, and it was like, fuck. Dude. And then I had to go back and like try to refix that culture, and it was impossible because it was like, all right, guys. No more jokes anymore, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fucking right,
fuck you, yeah, okay, guy, fuck you, guy, yeah, no jokes to fuck."
You don't realize what you do, like when you're just day to day, having being yourself. You don't realize how much that imprints on everybody around you.
Yeah,
and like my wife, bless her heart, reminds me, she's like, "Hey, people can hear you and see you when you react like that," and it's like,
sometimes in the back, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then the arrow's right here. My big ass voice carries.
Yeah.
Then they see this big ass fucking goon come out of the kitchen. They go, "Shit, this
he
fucking
just beat someone
guy,
back there.
This fucking mouth breather coming out of there with my food." It's like, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's been the fun part of the journey is like, how do you be the cool, fun boss?
Yeah.
But you also have to be the boss. So you can't be everyone's friend. You're not going to be everyone's friend.
It's gotta put your hand down. You can only joke so much until you can't joke with them no more.
That's kind of the thing. Yeah. It's like now it's just like being serious is always kind of the best.
Well, so you said
it's like the fucking Marine Corps in 2004 when it was serious. You know what I mean? All right, soldiers,
let's go get ready for war.
Let's go
Feels
get
like that
these
sometimes,
pizzas and smash these burgers, brother.
You're leading your army.
Well, that's why they had like the French Brigade or the what is it?
Yeah,
like, that's how that's how they were like fucking led. But I mean, there's also no work environment that has like open flames, sharp blades, like hot water, like
It's a fucking
like, yeah.
kitchen, a dangerous fucking place, bro.
Sometimes
Super
I forget, like somebody every once in a while like puts their hand in it, like the pizza master, which is like you can do that with a baker's pride because you have like the bigger oven space.
Yeah.
But when you go to correct a pizza in a pizza master and you hit the top of it, you
yeah.
automatically go and hit the
It's
bottom
a
of the
double
door. It's
danger,
like
dude.
do, and it's like
Well, try
I look
to
at their
drop it
and I'm
down,
looking at their arm and I'm like, God damn, dude, like it's dangerous. You forget like how fucked up, or somebody turns the corner and just gets stabbed.
Doesn't say straight.
Yeah.
Not saying fucking behind,
Yeah.
dude.
Sorry about the leaf blower going on right behind.
It
us.
says
Oh no, it's all right.
Audio guys, it's like.
this guy's blowing a little bit more. He should be done soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. There's two. Do you guys sell like bush in like 3 bushes in a can?
We sell a can of cans. It's 6 bushes in a can for $20.
I think I gotta. I think I gotta steal that idea.
Yeah.
That's do those sell a lot?
Not as much as you'd think.
No?
The one thing we really were banking on coming into the space is getting our beer and wine permit. We're like, sweet, we can finally sell alcohol, get a little extra boost in revenue, like really realize some more gains. Because at Test Kitchen, we only made money off our pizza sales. That was it. So we're like, shit, yeah, finally got the permit, got the wine, we got natural wine, got a fun selection of local beers. And we sell an okay amount, but it's nothing as big as we kind of expected.
Really?
We have a lot of daytime corporate office traffic. So from 12 to 4, it's a lot of people coming for lunch. So they're not getting hammered on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then at nighttime, sometimes it's families or couples. We sell it again. It's not bad. It's just not as big as we thought. But the can of cans, I highly recommend you take and promote as much as you can because we love it. Because it's a fun thing. You get out the big old tomato can and stack it full of ice in the 6 cans, and usually it's like 2 guys who'll get it and they'll just crush 3 beers each. Yeah. Or it's fun because some people buy it and then they'll have a couple and they'll share a couple with the staff or whatever. Like it's a fun thing to split up. Yeah.
Some people are drinking on the job here. I like that.
We try to have a disciplined like 1 shift drink per thing, like on your break.
Yeah.
If you want it.
Man, that's fucking cool.
I love being in the food business. And I love drinking wine and stuff. Like that's why I do this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to not be like at my job where like if a customer's like, hey, can you have a glass of wine with me? I like to have a glass of wine with my customer or whatever. Or if I'm going on my break and my wife's here, like we'll have a glass of wine together. I don't really drink at night anymore. It's like I'll have a couple glasses of wine during the day at the restaurant, but then I'm done. And drinking culture is definitely something you want to be very careful about in your restaurant, obviously, because it can be extremely down thing. But luckily, we have a pretty solid discipline and strict things. Like you get 1 per shift if you want it, and usually they'll have it on break or at the end of shift anyways.
And that's on the house. Whatever they want.
Yeah. But other than that, we're like, just don't sit at our bar and get drunk here. Go somewhere else and do that. But no one here thankfully wants to stick around the restaurant until after their shifts. They just want to go home because we only have 16 seats. It's not like you could post up here without being in the way after a while.
How much is a beer and wine license in Las Vegas?
$5,000.
Wow. Okay.
It used to be kind of variable on the kind of venue you're selling it in. It used to be as cheap as 4 up to 7 or 8, but they evened it all out to 5. If you want a liquor license, that's $70,000.
That's still cheap. I think they're like you have to buy them at a lottery in Los Angeles. They're like $250,000.
Makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
We kind of tiptoed around. Like, oh, should we try to do the liquor one now? Like, it's just because it's a similar thing. There's a lot of people who have licenses up for sale that they don't need anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain in the ass process. Like to get the beer and wine, we had also because Justin, my wife, and my brother, we're all 4 equal owners of the company. So we're all 4 on the operations and company list, which means when we did our alcohol license, we had to send in all 4 of ours, 4 names, 4 background checks, 4 stacks,
fingerprints,
4 stacks of documents, 4 fucking payments for each of us.
Yeah. 10 years of where you lived and 10 years of jobs.
So it was like a thing of when I put everyone on the company, or the 3 other owners on the company, I didn't realize what that meant as far as paperwork wise when you go to do permitting and shit like that. Because now all 4 owners have to be part of the paperwork for all our loans and leases and everything, which is fine. There's only 4 of us, but if I just kept my name on it and then distributed shares in a different way, it'd been probably a little more easy process paperwork wise. But
what's that like having 4 owners? That's a lot of people always talk. I'll be honest with you. People always say fuck partners for the most part.
Yeah.
Having 4, do you guys all do like separate things? Like, do you all have specialty things?
Yeah.
Do you guys meet? Is there a meeting of the minds every week? Like, how do you work that out?
So when I started this whole thing, this is like, all this is my dumb idea at the end of the day. But my thinking was that if I'm going to open a pizzeria, I can only do so much with my pizza. And I really love like cheeseburgers and shit. I would love to have a kitchen that can do some stuff like that. But I'm not a chef and I'm not a line cook. But when I met Justin and like worked with him a couple times, like it was clear to me, like, this guy's got a crazy good mind. If he could pull his head out of his ass a little bit, he'd be good to go. This is a couple years ago. It was like, that was it. Like he was in a rough spot. Like he'd gone through a lot of shit in the last 8 years, and I saw a sparkling gem in Justin, and I knew that you put your time and money into it, and you're gonna get out something that's worth the while. And what I also best friend and brother, and the other 3 people are 2 people with my wife and my brother. So it's family, and I consider Justin my family.
Yeah.
So because I wanted to have a kitchen. I wanted to have a strong creative kitchen, and he has like fucking notebooks stacked all around with just millions of ideas. I know we've got like 20 years worth of recipes that we could sit on.
Yeah.
So I was like, Justin, I'm going to give you a quarter of the company if you come on as our full-time, like essentially our executive chef.
Culinary director.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he oversees all the food stuff on that back end. But what's cool is though, we've gotten more and more family hired here. So we have Danny's 2 sisters work here, plus 2 stepbrothers. Justin's like here. Justin's got his partner Jamie's with us. So a lot of people are very familiar or with each other here. And Morgan, Danny's sister, came on with us. She's also a chef. She worked for other restaurants around town and really great. So we put her in as our kitchen manager to help work with Justin. So now that me and Cameron and our lead pizza maker Molly, we can focus on just pizza. So we have an ownership meeting usually about once a month.
Yeah.
Just mostly because as owners, we work full time here. We're not like hands off owners. We don't have that. We're not making that kind of money at this restaurant. So we're all in all the time, 6 days a week. So we see each other daily, and we can kind of go over little things, but we have a big ownership meeting once a month or so. There are times where it's a little tough, but for the most part, it actually works out really well because my brother and my wife are really, really strong admin, back end, help with accounting and the payroll and all that stuff and the email. And we do bookings for caterings, and just having someone who can just sit at the computer and do that. Because I did that by myself for a few years, and my ADHD ass brain does not sit well with that for a while.
Yeah.
So having that help is huge.
Everyone's playing their strengths.
Everyone's playing their strengths, and the only thing we have to do in the perimeter is to give ourselves breaks.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else to give us a break when we're going full on.
100%.
And you know how it is. You live and breathe 110% your business every day, whether you're off or not. Even on our days off on Tuesdays, we're still spending half our morning in the office and half the afternoon talking to people here at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But we chose a life because I love it. I don't have to answer to anybody else. Neither does Justin. We answer to ourselves. Our mistakes are our own, but our successes are ours as well.
Yeah.
And we've been here a year and 4 months now. I think we made it through our first year. We got our P&L back from our accountant, and we were in the black. We made money the first year.
That's incredible.
It wasn't a lot, but we made some.
Well, not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah. So it's, again, gratitude and gratefulness for being here where we are now, because I know it's been a lot of hard work, and we've put a lot of hard work in the last few years, but it still feels like we slid right in,
Yeah.
But I also forget fucking countless nights of being awake till 4 a.m. at the restaurant getting shit ready and all the hard work that goes into it, because it's nice to sit here in the sunlight with people and talk about it and share the story.
Yeah.
That's kind of the reward of finally everything kind of paying off. That's what I love about Expo, actually, is getting to share that story and finally see how everyone's stories are coming along, because we're kind of among a certain class of pizza makers. There's a lot of people who are doing the same thing we're doing, getting to their own spaces, and their timelines are similar. So we have a lot of shared frustrations and shared knowledge of what they're going through. And that's something really comforting of man, we're not alone when it comes to being stressed about the end of the month, or when you're just scraping along, or when you have really great days and you're just trying to catch up. Those are all things that happen to everybody, which is nice, because sometimes you feel like you're all by yourself.
A lot of comfort people get from this podcast is hearing people's struggles, and like because you can feel really alone, especially when you're the only sole owner, or you're running a pop up. Like it's interesting because I've always thought that like you always try to put your first, like my first time I ever went on SPM, Smart Pizza Marketing, I wanted to like talk about all the things that I've done, and I wanted to be like, yo, like this is what I'm doing, you know. But after going through the pain of opening up a restaurant, I was like, why didn't anyone fucking tell me how shitty this is?
It's fucked up.
I got done with it, and I was like, I was almost pissed at the pizza community, you know? Like, I was like, I felt wronged. Everyone's like, yeah, it's going to be crazy, but like, it's going to be awesome. Like, it wasn't awesome.
There's a lot of fucking hard
sucked.
shit. There was a lot of things, because we would go and ask other pizza guys, like, certain questions, because there were a lot of minute details that we just didn't know about. Taxes and all these little things, like, hey, how do you set this shit up? They're like, oh, don't worry about it, man. It's easy. You get through it. Like, no, but we want I want to know the nitty gritty, because like, it's easy for someone who's 10 years after it to be like, oh yeah, it's crazy. You get through it, but they forget
15 master pizzas.
Yeah, like they forget. Yeah, you forget like the
Yeah.
little shit that happens all the time.
I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know how opening a pizzeria in fucking Ohio is, or some small ass little fucking weird town.
Yeah.
But LA and Vegas, fucking, there's some rough shit.
Yeah.
LA's rough, man. That city will fucking eat you up and spit you out.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seemed like that was like that was what they wanted to do. That it was designed to kill you, like before you even opened.
Was the city helpful, or is it?
No one was helpful, dude.
No.
It got to the point where I was like writing my fucking district congresswoman and like just trying to get some. I was like asking for help from anyone. I'm like, yo, like I had to pay 6 months of rent because to get the power upgrade for a pizza master, I needed to get DWP, I had to get building and safety, and I had to get UL to come out during like kind of COVID, all three of them to come out and meet at the same time to watch my electrician just hook up a cord.
Jesus Christ.
And it took 3 months to get them all together, but like a total of 6 months. And it cost probably close to $40,000. It was fucking crazy, dude.
Fuck's sakes.
You gotta love that when the city or the county want to take everything from you, but provide no help, no business development, no nothing, no ease,
nothing.
We
Coordination.
love small businesses, bullshit.
No, they don't. Like I keep saying this. Like they love Chipotle's. Like
Yeah.
that's
They
who
want
they make.
corporate spot.
That's
They
who
want-
they
yeah.
make
They
it
want the
easy
corp because
for.
you know it's easy that money's guaranteed, and we're not. This is not guaranteed.
Yeah, they make it really hard for a mom and pop business to open up. It's
'Cause we had to actually get a special waiver for this spot because we're within 1,000 feet of a public park. But that public park has been closed for 10 years.
what the fuck?
So it's fenced off, but
Yeah,
they still made us
see it.
pay a fucking like $300 permit.
But some
They're
dudes,
gonna
there's
get that
people there
money.
just fucking ripping pookies,
Yeah,
bro.
100%. That's 100.
So
You know what
it's,
I mean?
it's all little things are nickels and dimes. Like it's the constant like tax this, tax that, assess this, permit this. All
Dude,
the things.
people walking
It's
in
like-
tax, you're cracking a beer tax, like you're fucking flipping a burger tax.
Tax.
You're
And so
taking a
then we'll get
shit
city
tax.
employees coming in like, hey, do you guys offer discounts
Fuck
for the city?
no.
I'm like, no.
Give
You
us
offer
a
me
fucking
discount?
discount,
Yeah,
you fucking
like,
clown. Get the
know.
fuck out of here.
It's silly.
Well, the crazy thing too about like opening up a business too, like a lot of I had some friends that had a pop up. They got into brick and mortar, and like they didn't really. No one even told them about sales tax.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they just if you're not told about something or like really understanding about something, they went a year without paying sales tax.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That's a big back tax.
100%. But then you got to set up a payment plan and
Yeah.
like, you
That's just
know,
to get through
like
it.
and you get through it. But it's like if you
We should know someone untold. Like our biggest headache that we're not dealing with right now is a fucking dishwasher. We just bought one and put it in, not knowing that most everyone just leases dishwashers from their chemical company.
Yeah.
No one fucking told us that.
You just bought it straight
We
up.
just bought a straight up dishwasher, high temp, threw it in there. And it's been fucking the worst thing ever since. It's breaking and all this stuff. And the company's like, oh, I got to pay off the lease, all this stuff. So that's our probably biggest like headache of not knowing, and no one ever said anything.
Yeah.
Because we kind of talked to a lot of people who were like, hey, equipment wise, this and that. And it'd been cool if someone's like, oh yeah, just rent your dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's
And
little things like
little
that that can
things.
like, or like, don't ever sign a Cintas
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
You know, like,
There's certain, so we got definitely the heads up on certain vendors not to work with, that was helpful. But yeah, it's just the little things that eat away when you're like, now it's a year into it and we're still paying costs on shit like that.
yeah.
It's-
Let's talk about the The heirloom sourdough starter.
The good shit.
The good shit.
The old stuff.
Is this a family heirloom starter?
This is a family heirloom starter. So what that means for us is the legend and the lore, the story that my grandparents have from their parents and their parents' parents.
Ooh, we want the vegan meats. We want the vegan cheeses. Are people coming up to you and asking you, do you have vegan options? Do you have vegan meats? Well, guess what? A lot of them are not that good, but there is one that reigns superior, and that is Beehive. Everything that they make at Beehive is levels ahead of what you can get in a grocery store. Their pepperoni, their crumbled sausage, their cheeses. There is no contest. And the owner is one of the coolest people I have ever met. They make incredible products that go on your pizza, and it is dope plant food. That's what they call it, and that's what it is. Beehive, the best. Look no further. It's Beehive, baby. Straight out of Nashville. Good people, great product. Check them out.
And the Klondike Gold Rush in the Yukon Territory happened in the late 1900s. So 1896 to 1901, something like that, was the Klondike Gold Rush. My great-great-grandpa Gilbert, as far as we can tell records-wise, had a general store or something like that up there in like Whitehorse or around those parts where the big mining camps jumped off from, and sold everything, including dry goods and sourdough for mining camps, because you didn't have like active dry yeast in the 1800s. You just had to, the sourdough is how you kept making
Wild
food.
yeast,
Yeah. So he sold it to camps, and once the gold rush was over, he traveled back to Anchorage, Alaska, and then that's where he passed it on to my great-grandpa, who lived in Seattle. My great-grandpa was a part of the Seattle reconstruction efforts in the early 1900s after an earthquake there. So from there, I traveled to Southern California with my grandpa, and my parents lived in a little small town called Trona, California. Real small potash mining town, but my parents are a sweetheart story. They lived across the alley from each other when they were growing up, met each other's high school sweethearts. But my dad, growing up, has memories of his dad and his grandpa making sourdough pancakes and grandma baking bread and stuff like that. And he's always known the sourdough. My grandpa's always known the sourdough. And then all I've known in my life when I grew up was the sourdough, because my dad would make us pancakes and biscuits and bread every Sunday or whatever. And that was normal for us. Like, I didn't realize how special or unique sourdough was, especially one having all the time. So like, would go to friends' houses and be like, all right, mom's making pancakes, and these giant flapjack whackers that are like not the normal pancakes I'm used to, or the bread that I'm not used to eating. Bisquick stuff compared to like a sourdough pancake is a whole different ballgame. So like when I left for college, my dad gave me like a mason jar of starter. He's like, here, you take on your own, you're the fifth generation here. Like, it's time to take it on. And
They did the ceremony.
passing it off. I wish there was a little light behind it glowing. And that's where I got my section of the mother that my dad has. So like, my grandpa passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, but he got to see me start up. My grandma's still alive, so she's seen the whole restaurant come up, which is super awesome. She's very happy that we kind of keep the legend alive and keep the sourdough going, especially once I got into the pizza world and seeing how much I really like the joy and benefit I get out of feeding people and sharing the story and talking about sourdough, is like, all right, got to do pizza with this, and I want to get it out there. So I'm the first person in our family to commercialize it, essentially, except for my great-great-grandpa who sold it. So
That's crazy.
it's
crazy that they
neat.
kept it alive this long. I mean, how many iterations of it is there? Like, how many times did it almost die, come back to life? Like, how many times? I mean, and how many versions of it are out there?
Right? Because all my cousins have some too.
That's what I was gonna say. So it's like, have you ever killed it?
I killed one once, but my dad, gave me another chunk off the thing. But
Yeah.
after that, I haven't done it, because after a certain point too, you have to kind of try to kill your sourdough starter. It's a pretty tough little bugger once you get it going and healthy.
Yeah.
Because you can store it in the fridge or even freeze it, and it will keep as long as you want it.
Yeah.
So early on, I was only feeding my sourdough a few times a month and keeping it in the fridge. But nowadays, our sourdough is all room temp, and it's fed twice a day.
Yeah.
It hasn't seen the inside of a fridge in years at this point.
Can I go back there after this and smell it?
If we have some, yeah, we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of grain do you use?
So we're doing 3 different flours.
Yes, I love it. I love blends.
We have
Oh,
a flour blend. So this is always a work in progress, but currently we're doing King Arthur high gluten. So we're at the Lancelot. Tipo Uno and Nuvola.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little 3 for right there founds a sweet spot that makes a really nice dough that we like. So
What do you feed the starter?
it's between Tipo Uno and the Sir Lancelot. We'll switch
Okay.
back and forth. Some grains and then some clean. It's just kind of whatever it likes. But
Okay.
it's a punky little guy. It stays strong. It's the wintertime we get maturation in 9 or 10 hours. In the summertime it'll mature like in 6 or 8.
Yeah,
It's punky, especially when how hot here is. So
Fuck yeah.
it's
I
fun.
believe it. Yeah, you probably definitely got to make some adjustments when it starts heating
Well,
up.
yeah, Vegas is that. We have definitely I have a winter dough, a spring dough, and a summer dough that all kind of have variations on them, adjustments. You know how it is. Because the one thing about fucking Vegas is there's no humidity. We're constantly dealing with
Just
dryness.
dry
It's dry.
heat.
and
Yes. That
So
desert
you can't have
heat.
any dough ever exposed. Everything's got to be worked and covered, and otherwise, if you put out a giant slab of dough on your deck and cut it up, by the end, the back half will be crusted over.
Yeah.
So that's the only biggest battle, honestly, is humidity. Because I sometimes watch videos of guys working in Italy or on the East Coast or whatever, and there's dough flying around everywhere, and nothing's getting dry and crusty. I'm jealous. It'd be nice to have a little wetness here in Vegas.
A little moisture.
A little moisture.
Moist.
We had
Moisture.
a lot of moisture last week. You guys came in on a nice time.
What's up with burgers, man?
Just,
You like cooking burgers over pizza?
seems like right now is the thing I've been doing for
Yeah.
the past year. Just smash the fuck out of some burgers, man. People are loving it. So.
How did you get? Is that something you've always kind of been interested in?
Not burgers, but just try to get a back kitchen going. I did it as a fucking joke, bro. I mean, I'm just gonna throw a smash burger on the menu and see what happens.
Yeah.
I just ate my own words after that. It's consistently every day is one of the top 3 sellers between pizzas and burgers.
I mean, it's like kind of a fucking brilliant idea.
I do vegan smash burgers too.
Nice. What are you using for the?
Impossible.
Nice. Yeah.
Just ball them up, smash them.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, it's literally 2 of the most popular foods of all time,
Burgers
and then
pizza.
being able to get those.
Just
Because
get
the biggest thing is
Yes.
that's why like I said earlier, is I wanted to have a pizza shop, but having burgers and wings, I was like, I want to be a little bit more diversified, but still high quality. So our back of house menu is pretty small, but it's fucking great and it's solid. It's all the standards.
Yeah.
Fries, nuggets, wings, burgers.
I do
like
grizzly fries, or aka just fucking
animal style
fries.
fries.
Yeah.
It's the little things, but elevated because Justin's got the touch for everything.
Those can be made vegan too. So pretty much everything I have back there, you can get a vegan option of.
Yeah.
So vegan vegan kale Caesar, regular Caesar, regular burger, vegan burger, wings, collie wings.
Yeah.
So it works out, man.
Something for everyone.
We
And
have
literally
the-
something for everyone, because it's like, oh man, like, let's go get pizza. It's like, I don't really want pizza. Like, oh, they got sick ass burgers.
Yeah.
You
they
know?
got everything you could try.
Yeah.
Now that we pride ourselves in having that little variety, and having the vegan options is huge. Like the same
Has
thing.
that been huge? Is there a big vegan scene here?
Yeah, I mean, vegan sales are probably 20% of our business.
Fuck, that's huge.
It's huge.
It's great.
I mean, I've had friends that come out here and they said that this is the best vegan pizza they've ever had, and that's an insult to me. But
We'll take it.
yeah,
that's-
what cheese do you guys use?
We use Selfish Cow and Miyokos.
Okay, do you use the liquid mozzarella? Yeah, you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've seen them melt, and I was like, man, there's no way that it's like a bagged cheese.
We took a long. I mean, that was the thing. The last 2 or 3 years, thank God, the vegan cheese products have gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
But the first 2 years we were at Test Kitchen, we tested like 6 or 8 different brands of cheeses
It's
in the
gross.
oven, and they were all
Fucking
terrible.
Diet is fucking ass. It just melts. It's got a big puddle of fucking butter. It looks like
Yeah,
that's what
just
it tastes
grease.
Like. It's gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Especially with the high time when you're a big wood fire oven at 800 degrees, there's not a lot of cheeses can hold up to that process wise. So once we found the brands that worked really well, we just nailed them. So every pizza you can get on the menu, you can get veganized or vegetarian version of.
Yeah.
So we have options for everyone, because once the vegans found out that you can get everything here, a vegan version of, it's like a chunk of our business for sure.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, why not cater to a market that has a desire, a demand, and money? Like,
They'll pay for that shit too.
And we don't upcharge very much.
It's
It's
good.
good.
Don't charge,
It's super good. Like it's high quality stuff. We really work on making not just like shitty vegan versions of everything. It's the one for one great flavor and taste. Like a lot of people will just be like, here's a veggie pie, and it's just piled high with every veggie you have on the rail, which isn't what a vegan wants.
No, and it's usually like, it's like, oh, we have a vegan pie. It's like you look at it, and it's like the weirdest combination.
It's a fucking glorified.
It's like white
fucking,
onion, black olive, Kalamata olives, broccoli, like raw zucchini. It's like, yo, no one wants this. A fucking rabbit wouldn't eat this, you know?
Did you run this to the fucking salad bar or something?
They basically just dump the line on a pizza.
This guy just fucking dump Garmo on there right now.
Yeah.
Just dump all that shit on that pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Just show this person how much you hate
I love
them.
the vegan delight so much, the veggie medley. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, the only veggie delight that is bomb is from Subway. You know what I'm saying? Subway veggie delight.
Is that who's paying for this podcast right
Yeah.
now?
Shout out
Is
Subway.
this the internal ad
Please
that's happening right
give
now?
me money. I need it.
With that Subway dollar?
Give me the fucking Subway. Jared did you dirty. Okay?
That was a bad bet. Yeah.
That guy's a fucking clown, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they ever recovered.
No.
And neither will we after mentioning Jared on this
Right,
podcast.
so you've hit the hill and you're doing the down, so it's fine.
All right, let's do a rapid fire round.
Rapid
and so this
fire.
might be, you guys can either say it at the same time, or if you don't agree,
Shit.
then or just agree with each other one at a time. So what's the best flour?
I'm gonna be the worst rapid fire guy because I hate best versions of things.
Your favorite flour?
I like using both Caputo and King Arthur.
He said Caputo first, so it's going to be Caputo.
Caputs, dude.
Caputo?
Caputo.
Do you have a favorite bag?
I mean, it's the King Arthur Lancelot, actually. I
Okay.
love that.
Damn, he flip-flopped right back to King Arthur.
Jesus,
I told you.
fucking
I told you.
Arthur,
I'm
bro.
gonna go back. Yeah.
That's good. It's good. There is no best. I always say there is no
There's
best
no
of
best,
anything.
but there's just a variation
What's
that
your
works
favorite
for you.
versions? Yeah.
Okay, so then the best cheese.
Grande?
Favorite cheese.
Love Grande.
Okay. Favorite tomato.
To Napoli all the way.
Same.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
agree
say that.
with
You're
that.
wearing the hat, dude.
Well, it's a paid programming
Yes.
by sponsored by
Rob's
Napoli
watching
and
right now.
tomatoes.
He's like, you better
Yo,
say
shout
it.
out Rob, dude. Great guy. Great company. And then your favorite person in pizza.
I mean, shout out to a guy who's always been super kind and great words. It's John Arena. Like, truly, he's been a quiet but thoughtful mentor. Like, we've gone and talked to him a few times, and he's given always sage advice. But he's also come by and been a really good supporter, and that's something that's really special to me because John's a very humble guy, and that's I think what I really like about him is that he's not trying to be a splashy big this or that. He just likes being a pizza guy and being there for the community. So I really respect that and look up to it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm about the same because that's one of the first people I met when I came out here for the pizza. I was just the last of like the dying breed of old school pizza makers, I feel like, of the traditional ways.
Yeah.
It's just our turn to fucking
Knuckle it up.
run with the flag, I guess, until we get shot down, until the next asshole picks up the flag and runs with it. So
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like a gem of a person.
he is a great
He's
guy.
a Yoda.
The Yod.
The Yoda.
Absolutely.
Can you share the worst struggle that you've had to go through in either opening up this business or professionally that maybe like helped shape your career?
Probably shouldn't have done it in the first place. But no, this is great, man. This is kind of a test of a person, how you are. You have so much experience coming into like working in kitchens, whatever you did, and come up to this point. It's pretty solid to fucking be here. Because I wanted to fucking, personally, I probably shouldn't have been alive, probably.
Yeah.
You know, go on that kind of personal level. Like after my mom passed like almost 6 years ago, I just fucking lost it. I didn't give a shit about nothing, not even myself. So
You were in a rough spot.
I was fucked.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing 8 balls fucking every night, drinking a bottle of Jameson, taking like fucking 15 Percocets, trying to kill myself. And
That's when I wanted to be there and help Justin out because it was
the
That's a hard
first
time.
Pizza Fest, he called me. I just got out of I didn't go to rehab. I went to a farm up here, like in Nevada.
Yeah.
And they really helped me out. I just hit the farm and make pizza, like just cook food and talk about my shit. He called me to the Pizza Fest, and from then on, I went fucking pretty solid now. So
It was a big turning point.
It was a big turning point. You know, I'm glad.
It was that first year after your mom passed. You were in a real bad spot, and it affected you heavily.
I fucking gave up.
Yeah.
I just was a bull in a china shop at work.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. Just did my job. High as fuck. Still no sleep. Go off. Do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again. But no, after I got through it and got out of my own head. We're our own worst enemies at the end of the day.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
We're the only ones who could fucking keep us
around.
going or stop. There's no one else. But there's other people that help you, but to do it, you gotta do it yourself. So getting through that and getting out of your own head to now, it's been a fucking huge, huge difference. And like, I'm not the same person I was 6 years ago or 6 months ago, 8 months ago. You know, I was still a sack of shit.
Yeah.
Going back to the employee thing, I'd get off here, go next door, drink, come back and yell at people apparently that I didn't know I was fucking doing. And just mistreating people, just being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So after the stop drinking part, it's really got like more clear-headed and focused to see what the fuck I was actually doing.
Yeah.
You know, I do have another job as well. I'm helping out at Esther's Kitchen, their new location, doing their wood fire program, helping people out. And my friend there was working here, and I totally just fucking went off on him. I didn't know. I was treating him like shit. And so he told me, and, I'm sober, so I was like, fuck, dude. I was that bad of a person to you? I'm sorry, you should have said something. It's like, do you think I'm really going to say something to you?
Yeah.
Scared probably to say something, just what I might do to, I have, reaction, but shit, man. I'm just happy that all that's in the past. And
we were talking about it yesterday. It's like your journey and recovery.
Yeah.
You've helped.
That was the first pizza fucking party that I wasn't blacked out drunk. I just completely just smoking weed. So that's it. All this high as shit.
Yeah.
But not like blacked out drunk in there as I usually do, like walking down Fremont, blacked out, and going back to the restaurant, So it was good. It was actually go home. I was home by 10. And in bed by like 11.
Stay good.
Yeah. And how does that feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Not waking up feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Not coming in here and how many people I fucking, fucked with and stuff.
Yeah.
It feels good just to be on the right track for once.
Yeah.
And keep it
Your
moving
clarity is
forward.
huge right now.
The clarity is insane.
Yeah.
I could do more, be more valuable as a owner, as a fucking employee to other people, friends, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just better that way.
Yeah. Well, what you're talking about is like something that a lot of people don't know or don't know how to deal with. Like it's very tough.
It's tough. Like if
Because
people are in
you
bad
have to go
spots,
back
reach
and like,
out.
yeah, you got to go back and apologize to people. You have to go back and talk to people.
Some people accept it. Some people tell you to fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna.
But you put the work in. You've been putting the work in.
You can't bandage every relationship you fuck up.
You can. I mean, it's the same thing in life. You can never make anything perfect, but you can always say sorry.
At least you made the effort to apologize and see where that goes from there.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super proud of you.
Thank you.
You've been doing so good.
That's been wild, bro.
Yeah.
But enough of that.
All right.
God damn, brother. Shit.
Fuck, dude, I'm gonna start crying.
I know. I was almost fucking about the bird, bro.
Dude.
I was just sweating for crying for tears.
Oh, that's just sweat. It's just sweat from
Just
blood.
sweating out, brother. But
good.
it had been said for people that probably watch this that know me or don't. Whatever you're going through, there's always someone there to talk to that'll help you out.
Yeah, and I think that like doing this, sometimes it's like really hard to ask for help.
You don't want to, because I don't know if it's a fucking man thing. You don't want to feel weak of asking help.
Yeah.
You ask for help. If you don't get the help, then how you know it'll be there for you?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing we all learn is asking for that help and being okay with getting it too.
Yeah.
Because then you realize it's not, you're not being weak. You need someone else to help you with what you're doing.
Yeah. No one's gonna make fun of you for it because it's mostly gonna cost your life if you don't fucking get the help.
Yeah.
So you got to be there for each other. Justin's been there for me. I've been there for Justin. Same with my wife, Danny, and Cameron. We've all been there for each other and had bad days. And sometimes it just fucking sucks.
This shit is, life's not milk and cookies, bro. This business ain't milk and cookies.
Not at all.
Pizzas and burgers,
dude.
that's what it is, man.
That's right.
It's...
And that's the funny thing is sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, all we're doing is selling pizzas.
We're making
what
food,
are we
bro.
doing? Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. It's like one of the oldest things you're giving nourishment to people's bodies.
We're feeding you to make sure you fucking.
And it feels like you're at the tightest tension point in your life. You're like, I need to unwind because it's just I'm selling pizza to people. Like there shouldn't be as much stress as you're feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Or at least when you're in the heat of it. But these days it's mostly good days. We're hitting a really nice stride. The team is working really well. Everyone's like jamming along. It's just for us to keep up with it right now. I have a hat on because my hair's been on fire for 3 years. I've been able to slow down at all. And grateful for all the people who've been supporting us. Like Justin has said, it's wild to have the amount of people come through to this day who are still like brand new customers who've been told to come here by people that they know and trust.
Yeah.
And I just how it is when the word of mouth is like the number one piece of marketing.
Still to this day,
when
that's
people
the
talk
number
about,
one thing.
People talk about you. You can't pay for that shit.
They can't.
It's the best word. So that's all we try to do. Like that's why we don't worry about the celebrity or the influencer thing as much. It's more as like let the pizza do the talking, and the people will talk about the pizza, and that's what's going to drive our business. Like,
feed the community, and they'll keep feeding you.
Yeah, and that's how the Guy Fieri thing. They came out so strong that following week. Like the following week of Super Bowl was like our best week we've ever had. It was huge. And that was just an outpouring of support from everybody who came out from Vegas and beyond, really. Like, we had some people from LA and shit were like, I heard about this. I want to come in and try your food. All right.
Fuck yeah.
That's huge. So we'll take that and run with it. But like you said, sometimes you got to pull it out.
Yeah, word of mouth. Like Jonathan Curtis did a couple mensch speaks on the burgers and shit. Some guy came out from Montreal just to try the burger.
Yeah, there's a fool flew all the way from Montreal to come try the burger.
Montreal, bro. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Jeez.
Way back.
The Quebecois.
Well, it looks fire. Everything looks fire. I've not had the food, but usually I can tell, You look at a photo and you're like, that fucks. That fucks through the phone, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I
With
can
that
almost
phone
smell
fucker.
it.
I can smell that.
Dude, scratch and sniff, dude.
Get that smell-o-vision
Don't
on your
forget to hit that
phones.
like button and share, brother.
All right, dude. Let's wrap it up
Let's
there.
fucking
Let's ask. I got my last question.
Hit it.
You both have to answer this one. Who's the greatest artist or band of all time? To you, doesn't have to be best. To you.
Iron Maiden.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm listening to like a lot of electronic music right now. There's an old school artist named Kieran Hebden. Has a band called Fortet.
Yeah, Fortet is sick.
Fortet is sick. And I've been listening to this since I was like a teenager. And again, for my mental health, my ADHD brain, I love repetition and electronic music like that. So that for me is like.
You ever seen them live?
I have.
Yeah.
He actually opened for Chemical Brothers here in Vegas. I didn't give a shit about the Chemical Brothers. I bought a ticket, watched the opener, and left. Because I like Fortet's never gonna come to Vegas unless he's doing something like that. So it's cool. But that's my. I don't know. It's a weird dorky answer.
No, I don't think so. There's no wrong answer.
There's no
I've
wrong
heard some
answer.
crazy shit.
I mean, you said Creed a second ago. I just respect.
I mean, those top. If you just go to Creed on Spotify and you just listen to those first 4 songs,
That's all
Transported
you need.
back.
That's fucking all
it.
you need.
Dude, if you're having a bad day, there's 2 things I'll go to if I'm really having a shitty day. Okay, those 4 songs are a fucking light in the fire, and I'm just reminded.
I'm playing on the way home now.
Fucking dude, it's like I don't know if it's the chords. I told Matt, I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm a dad now or like what the fuck. I used to hate Creed when they came out. I used to make fun of her. You shitty ass Eddie Vedder. I was like, but now it's like these songs have aged well. It's like a wine. It's like the chords just.
It makes fucking
my
sense
nipples
to
get
us
hard.
now.
Like
Fuck
listening
yeah,
to
dude.
it, like and
It's speaking to me.
And then the other thing is like if Katy Perry,
Oh yeah,
she
incredible,
dude. Like Roar, do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind? It's
Dude.
like, yeah, every day.
Dude, at the end of my shit, fucking blowing through the wind.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, everyone out there, Creed, Katy
Do you
Perry.
do a back-to-back?
No, it's got to be
Is
like
one or the other?
Yeah, like
You just gotta.
I think the Creed to Katy Perry switch up was a little like a jarring, probably a jump.
yeah, no, I wouldn't do. Katy Perry's like when I'm a little bit more depressed.
Oh,
yeah,
that's when it's real bad.
Yeah, I want to get.
You want to feel something.
Yeah.
I mean, she's perfectly crafted pop. Like, it is the best pop music. I fucking love it.
Bubble gum.
It's so
Some
good.
of those lyrics are crazy.
Dude, wild.
We should go see the show here. Is the show still
Fuck
going on?
yeah, I don't know. If
Where
Creed was playing.
If Creed was playing, we'd go tonight.
Dude, I want to get
Scott
fucking
Stapp-
higher right now.
Dude, you fucking.
Dude, I want to go to a
that?
place where blind can see.
You'll literally just
fucking
elevate.
You'll start floating out of this chair.
Dude, if it was Creed, if Creed played a show at fucking Pearl Jam
And Nickelback.
and Nickelback, dude, fuck.
These are all things like we're playing pretty hard at Hot Tongue right now. Like we're
know.
getting
Dude,
into
it's-
the
We're
bar
speaking
rap.
this in the universe, and it's about to happen.
Yeah, that would.
Is
be
there any of your employees out here, bro?
No.
Fuck,
Next year.
dude, that ranch kid cracks me the fuck up,
Next
bro.
year. Next year. Yeah.
Dude, they watched just with my shirt off this one time. When I have a bad day, bro, I watch your videos, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, you know what's funny? He's like, he literally asked me that. He's like, hey, Alex, like, can I do dishes with my shirt off? And I was like, he was like, I'm just joking. And I was like, that's a fucking reel. Let's like make that.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you guys, real quick, how do you feel about social media? Who's running that? You? You're running it all?
Yeah.
Do you love it or do you hate it?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those necessary evils. I think we've grown up with MySpace to Facebook to the current iteration
Top
of
eight.
social media.
Top 8 favorite pizza restaurants.
And like, I think we should have stopped at MySpace now, looking back on everything.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things. Like, currently, it's the best marketing tool I have in my hands.
Yeah.
And the most affordable marketing tool. It's also a way to connect and talk with a shitload of other people.
Of course.
So that's been a massive help. But it's also like, it's a plague on your brain that you're constantly worrying about and thinking about and
Am I
having
getting
to do
enough
work
likes,
on.
dude?
And,
I got enough followers.
It's-
Why
I
am
know,
I losing
it's
followers?
like
Is it a
zing, zing,
robot?
dopamine,
Like, what the
dopamine,
fuck?
yeah.
Like, you gotta
and
keep
learning how to
going.
separate yourself from that
Yeah.
because early on it was like I was like chasing that, like, got to get the numbers, got the followers, the likes, whatever, and then you just try to disassociate from that and remember just build the good content and the stuff will follow. And so I just try to focus on both having fun social media and really nice photography and video. Like, some pages focus on just one style and it's all the same thing. Like, if you cruise through our Instagram, I do a shitload of different stuff on every kind of post. Like, mostly because it's a hands-on, like, it's the owner, the guy, the founder at the wheel kind of thing, and that's what my brain says that day is going to be good. A little more unique feel to it. But at the end of the day, if I didn't have to deal with social media, I wouldn't want to either. Like, if I could start unplugging more and more in my life and just focusing on a world around me,
Yeah.
that'd be great. But we're also in the modern age.
Yeah.
We have a cell phone in our pocket. You can be
Soon we'll just be fucking walking around with goggles on.
Goggles.
Yo, what's up? Your pizza well done?
Yeah. Can you get extra crispy?
Hold on, one sec. I'm
I don't
watching a
know
Katy
about this
Perry
one.
music
You're just
video.
waving all the porn windows aside.
I guess at a Creed Ranch. I mean, fuck, dude.
Creed Ranch is all going on the menu.
That's going on the Creed pie.
All right, where do we go to get in touch? How do we hit you guys up?
I mean, you find us on our Instagram, Yukon Pizza. If you guys have questions, you can always email us, yukonpizza@gmail.com. Website, yukonpizza.com. And then you can find all our personal socials from there, I think. Justin's got a great one, Smashed and Thrashed. I got my personal page. It's not much, but that's generally it.
All right.
I mean, we're pretty small and low-key. You can find us pretty easily.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Dude, thank you for
Dude,
letting me show
fucking,
up
this
here
is
at
great.
8:30 and talking to you guys. I loved every fucking second of it.
Dude, full sense.
Hopefully,
and it's also just like been really romantic watching this fire too.
Right? Just
Yeah.
the
So
you have
sounds
the good
of
view
it.
over there.
Just
Yeah.
like,
You see
it's
some
like-
Kenny G in the
Yeah,
background right now.
Oh my god,
Just fucking shredding.
Kenny G is also a fucking legend.
Dude, that guy fucks.
Yanni
dude.
and Kenny G, man. Bring it up.
Yanni is also sick.
Legend.
Live at the Acropolis. Are you fucking kidding me?
I watched that growing up.
The chick with the violin would come out and it was like, oh shit.
And there's
Dude,
wind
yeah,
blowing.
fucking dude.
And
The
it's
most
fucking
serious
bucks.
of your life right there.
Yeah. God, take me back.
Fuck.
So
yeah.
those are the good old days right there. Let's go back to when Creed was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's before your phone was the most important thing in your life.
It's 100%.
Dude, Godsmack Stain, all that fucking
Yeah.
continental
Oh, man.
bullshit, brother.
Dude, it's
No,
all
it's
that's
just
all
fucking.
covered
You're a
in
dad
black.
now. You just get into that dad metal shit now.
This is our dad rock is Creed.
What, dude? What was
So, no, it's like classic rock now.
Yeah,
like
it's that's it
you
is.
know what I mean?
It
It's-
is like you forget this. This shit's like almost 30 years old.
How old is your kid? Are you playing him music like this?
3 years old, dude. I'll play him anything from like the new Drake to like Toby Keith, whatever he wants to listen to. He was super into Justin Bieber. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was fucking crazy.
Dude.
We would watch his music videos like when he was like 1.5, and he would just sit there and be like, yo, who's this god, dude? And you'd be like, what do you mean? He's like, fucking.
He's a little kid, but he's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Kids
like,
just love the music,
yeah,
man.
they do. They vibe. Do you have kids?
No.
No.
I got a restaurant.
Yeah, it's a
Full
it's
time.
a
Kids, I
fucking
got
kid.
children.
I don't know how it goes. We opened up Hot Tongue, but we signed the lease the month before I had the kid.
Oh
so
my God.
They're both kind of the same age.
How do you still have all your hair?
I don't know. It's not going to be here for long.
Hold on to it, man.
I will. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
fucking
brother.
sick.
Appreciate it.
Fuck yeah, let's go.